created a complete entire AI army for hotels to automate the check-in for them and everything that they can get inside. Maybe booking a session in the spa, answering Q&As, whatever thing that a possible customer for a hotel could need. And we will be building everything inside Vapi, n8n, and WhatsApp so that we can get a voice agent and a WhatsApp agent to automate this process. So without further ado, let's go directly into it. So guys, here we are in Vapi. We're gonna start directly here this process for hotels, where we're gonna combine a WhatsApp agent for the check-in as well as a Vapi agent for the check-in. The only capability that it's gonna have is gonna inform about everything that you have to do once you want to do the check-in, but it's also gonna manage to, if you want, book an appointment for your spa of the day. Let's say like this. So with this set, we're gonna open our dashboard to go inside Vapi. Okay, so once here, we're gonna go directly to assistants, and in this case, we're gonna click here because we are gonna create a new assistant. So what we are gonna do is come here and call it Hotel AI Voice. And we're gonna create it. So how should we focus this AI voice agent? I have seen several people focusing on that we are gonna get the information once we send the call. That could be done, or as most hotels do usually. So if they requested it online, we're gonna ask for the order number so that they can get inside. Fantastic. Because we cannot do it with a number because this might bring problems, as not everyone is gonna call us with the same number that they filled up inside their online reservation. So that's why I prefer to actually receive the information of the order code, let's say, and from there on give all the information of the room number, the code to get inside the room, and other important information. So right now, let's change the basic settings. We're gonna go to with GPT-4 mini. We are gonna check for the assistant speaks first. Exactly, yeah. The mass talking is gonna increase it a bit to 500. The temperature, I'm gonna lower it to 0.2. Here inside files, we could choose a knowledge base for the hotel with all the information so that they can answer basic questions. Inside base configuration, I prefer to go with 11 labs. So here we can use whatever voice that you actually want. I usually prefer male. Lately, I have had better results with them, but also a female works good. Depends on what you're looking. Let's select Christopher, for example, and we're gonna go with 11 Turbo B25. Fantastic. Additional configuration here. The stability, this means that it's more expressive or less expressive. Let's leave right now in the middle. Then clarity and similarity is gonna be the same. Speed, I'm gonna lower it a bit so that it sounds a bit more realistic. There you go. Still your exaggeration, just gonna increase it a bit. And I think that with this it's good. The background sound, I'm gonna leave an office so that it's like the office of the hotel. So with this set, the transcriber, we're gonna leave deep grunt. This, I think that we could leave it exactly like this. Let's go down and we will configure right now the tool and everything else to get that information. But in this case, are we gonna have this part of enable call function? Yeah, the end call function, we're gonna configure it, of course. The DL part, we're not gonna use it. The forwarding phone number, we might later use it, but right now we're not gonna use it. And here we're gonna basically leave everything. Oh no, wait a minute, we're gonna wait exactly 0.4 seconds on punctuation. Okay, everything is good, I think, in my opinion here. So what are we gonna do now? Let's go to tools, because I want to create a new tool here. Let's click on create new tool, and it's gonna be a basic one, basic custom tool. So how is it gonna call? It's gonna call hotel_order, and it's gonna be basically the number of the order or registration of the user. Is a 4-digit number, let's say. Perfect. And what do we want to get as the parameters? We just want to get, in this case, the order number. Gonna be exactly the same. The number of the order or the registration of the user. There you go. It's gonna be completely different for all of them. It's just gonna be a number and it's gonna be required. So now we're gonna apply it so that we can get that information. Why do we just want the order number and we don't want, for example, the name? Because the name, some people could have the same name as your name, but people are not gonna have the same order number. So that's why I prefer to use, in this case, the order number. So with this set, I'm gonna save it. We'll be adding later our n8n server URL here, our webhook. But right now we have it like that. Let's come back to our assistant. Here in assistants, auto AI voice, and let's select here our tool. Select tools, and let's select auto order. I'm gonna publish it right now. Fantastic. And we're gonna come back because here we're gonna start on the process with the first message gonna be, hello, can you please give me, before we start, the number of your registration, let's say. Fantastic. And now I'm gonna publish it and I'm gonna write the prompt. So guys, I have just written the prompt and I have added, in this case, also the description of the function in order to book an appointment. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna do exactly that. What we're gonna do, let me find it because it was around here. Booking_spa is how I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna create a custom tool and it's gonna be booking_spa. And we're gonna put the date and time in which the user wants to go to the spa. And let's put, it has to be always after now. And we're gonna put the output format should be the next one. And let's put day, month, year, year. And here we're gonna put the hour and minutes. I hope that actually the function can give it to us like this. I remember that it was able to do it before, so I don't know if right now Vapi is gonna be able to put it like this. I mean, previously it wasn't, but I have seen people that have been able to do it. So let's test it. Let's just test it. So let's put here date, just the date, and let's put like this. Fantastic. And of course it's gonna be a string. Yeah, let's leave it like a string actually. Let's put this as well, it's not always required. Well, yeah, it's required if we're gonna execute the function. Fantastic. So with this set, we can actually save it, come here, back to the assistant, and there you go guys, we actually have everything that we wanted here. So we're gonna go directly to n8n to start the system. We want to actually put a webhook so that it can get the executions of both functions. So for that, we're gonna go directly into n8n. So once here inside n8n, we're gonna go to create a workflow. And here our first step is gonna be as easy as a normal webhook. There you go. So we're gonna start with a webhook. We're gonna change the method to post. There you go. I'm gonna copy this URL and I'm gonna bring it here to include it inside the tools. There you go. And it's gonna be the server URL, save it, and the auto order. There you go. Both. Why? Because we are gonna basically divide between the two functions, but we're gonna put them on the same workflow. Fantastic. So now we just have to get the information to start putting into place the scenario of n8n. So for it guys, it's as easy as just testing it with the listening to webhook. We just click here and we can test it actually with the chat. We come here, we just put a random number like 2134. And as you can see, the tool has been executed. You can see it here that we got the tools. So how are we gonna do it? We are gonna actually put an if module to divide it. So the if module is gonna be as easy as if the name, let's find it here on the left, is auto order is equal to auto underscore order, it means that we are gonna get the auto order. If it isn't that one, it means that actually we are getting the information of that they want to book an appointment in the spa. So for the order, remember that we have to go inside our CRM and search for that guy and search that information of the person that in this case is gonna access the room. So I'm gonna go to a normal one. I'm gonna use Google Sheets, but you can use whatever CRM. If you're a hotel, you can use whatever CRM you want. Airtable, I know a lot of people using ClickUp, Monday, these CRMs, whatever you want you have, we can use it. So guys, I have just created it, as you can see here, a small example with the reservations here in the seat, with the registration number, the number of guests, and the number of bedrooms, the room floor. Of course, I should put here the date, the reservation and everything, but it's just a small sample. So with this, we're gonna go in case it's true. So we're gonna run it, we're gonna get the information of it in case it's true. We're gonna go with a Google Sheets module in which we want to, in this case, get a specific row. We want to find where this guy is actually located. So we are gonna create right now our credential with Google. Okay, we select our document and our sheet, and we're gonna put the filter in which the, in this case, registration number equals the number, as you can see here. I mean, we can choose wherever you want to take it. I like to choose here the tool calls and get directly the normal one. So I'm gonna paste it here, as you can see. Drag it there, and there we have it. So I'm gonna change this one to 2134 so that we can do the change correctly. Now I'm gonna run it, and we got that info. And it's as easy, guys, as actually, I think that we could already pass it with a response to webhook or webhook response. Let's put a webhook. There you go, respond to webhook, as you can see. And we can say the next thing. So in this case, let's put response headers. No, yeah. I mean, you know what we should do before? Sorry about it, guys. We should put an if module. In case, let's say the row number or whatever of this, whatever value you want to get here is not empty. So let's put here that exists. We could put or exists, yeah, because that means that it exists, and let's say that we're not getting something empty. So let's put is not empty. There you go. So as you can see, we're gonna run it, and there we go. It's not empty, which means that the webhook response is gonna be with the information. If it is empty, what we're gonna say is that registration number is incorrect. Please give me another one, you know? So with this, we're gonna respond with a text, simple text body, which is gonna be information of the user we could put. And let's put name. We're gonna put here the name. Let's pass it first to expression, of course, the name. We can put right now also I think that the number is not needed. In this case, we could add the room number, which is actually really important. We could also add the room floor. There you go. We could add also the registration number is not important. Maybe the number of guests also. And I'm gonna add also the number of bedrooms in case someone asks for it. There you go. And we add it here. Fantastic. We'll leave it like this. And I'm gonna actually clone it, duplicate it. There you go. I'm gonna connect it in case it's false. I'm gonna say here with the information, sorry, but the registration number that you have given us is incorrect. Please try with another one. There you go, fantastic. So in case this part would be basically finished, as you can see, let's try it. Let's change the webhook to respond when last node finishes. or more than when the last node finishes, let's change this to usually respond to Vapi node. So now what I'm gonna do is basically click here on execute the workflow. I'm gonna come back to Vapi and we're gonna replicate this one. Let's click here and I'm gonna basically replicate it. So we're here, we're gonna type 2134 and as you can see, we're getting the tool response. Okay, there was a problem. We didn't execute it correctly. So let's try it again, guys. Click here, 2134. And there you go, as you can see. So guys, what I did basically is come here to the tools in Booking Spa and I changed the output format to be year, month, day, with the T, which is essential for the format so that we can then get the availability with capture.com, hour, minutes and seconds. And I set the same here in date, as you can see. There you go, specifying that if I say tomorrow, it means the next day. So with this set, I have come also to the workflow and I have edited my fields here. Basically, I've added a note of edit fields where I basically selected here JSON and dragged here the tool calls so that we could get exactly this. I just did a test basically as normal as chatting here and getting that information. Okay, so from this on, just as I said, bring here the arguments of the date, drag them here with JSON, and we will output directly the date that we requested with the test. How are we gonna now check the availability for that day? So what we're gonna do is basically go to call.com and we are gonna select from the 4 p.m. that is when the spa opens to 9 p.m. How are we gonna do it? First, we're gonna have to add another edit fields node so that we can put the date of, in this case, the start and the end. So we're gonna manual map it. We're gonna, in this case, select date start. I'm gonna call it like this, and I'm gonna bring this one and prepare because we're gonna do something really long. We're gonna put here to date time. We're gonna put dot format with parentheses, this commas, and we're gonna put year, month, and we're gonna put day. We're gonna leave it like this because we only want that because we're gonna add later the next thing. And we're gonna also include the +10100 as the time zone. This is for the UK. Well, in my case, it's for Madrid, so I would change it to +02. It doesn't matter a lot, guys. Depends on which is yours. So we're also gonna put here day 10, and I'm gonna copy this, bring it here, and I'm gonna only change this to 21 so that it's 9 p.m. I put here 9 a.m. but remember that we have to change it to 4 p.m. which is 16. There you go, fantastic. So with this set, how are we gonna do it now? We are gonna go with an HTTP request. There you go, with the call.com API docs. There you go. And what are we gonna do here? You see that we have a bunch here of different possibilities, but we're gonna use the part of slots here, and in this case we're gonna put in the next part here. So we're gonna place the HTTPS API.call.com B1 slots. We should add an authentication, but I'm gonna do it completely natural here. When we say headers, Santiago, me he equivocado, es query parameters. So we go here with query parameters, and we have to include here the API key like this, and here you have to go to call.com and get your API key here. It's as easy as entering the app, and once inside, what you have to do is go here and you can select the API key. So going back, what we also have to add is, in this case, the start time. So we are just gonna put the start, the end time, we're just gonna put end, the time zone, and the event type ID, which is gonna be another parameter. So we're gonna put here event type ID, the end time and the start time. There you go. So I'm gonna execute previous notes. There you go. And what we are gonna do in this case is get the date start and place it here. get the date end and place it here. In this case, we should put the time zone. Mine, as I said, is Europe, Madrid, but you can choose yours. So for that, we just have to come here and select the number that we have here, which is the event type ID. There you go. Finally, select later your API key. And with that, guys, we can do this HTTP request. So now we can click here on execute step. Okay, as you can see, we just have to click here and execute step 1. We have included the API keys, and we are gonna find everything here, the different slots that we actually have. Great. So what should we do right now then? We should then come here. Okay, so with the slots we got here, what we are gonna do is include another actioning up here of basically another edit field set, where we are gonna convert this 2025, the date. Well, we might convert actually the slots to a string. So let's put slots here. There you go, slots, and I'm gonna convert this to a string. So there you go, we got everything like this. So what do we wanna do now? We're gonna include an if module where we are gonna say that if this slots contains with a string the date that we got here, it should include, and it should be true right now because all of them were available. And as you can see, it's true. We want to check that if inside these slots we find this date, because it's basically the available ones. If we don't find it, it means that there is no availability, and we are gonna ask to give a bunch back more. But well, let's go by now with the true branch. What do we want to do here? We want to directly book an appointment. So for that, we're gonna add in this case another HTTP request, but we're gonna change the method to post in this case. And now it's important so that you follow me in everything I do. First, we're gonna include here the URL. Then we're gonna come back to our call.com docs, and here we're gonna find the bookings. That's what we want to find, bookings, because we want to create a booking. So let's find it here. There you go, create a booking. Okay, and what do we have to use here? We have to basically include what you can find here. First of all, we have to put the call API version, and as you can see, we have to include this part. So let's copy it, call API version. There you go, this is as a header. So now instead of query parameters, it's gonna be header, and we are gonna include this date. There you go. Fantastic. Okay, next parameter or header, however you wanna call it, it's gonna be in this case the content type application JSON. And finally, let's put this application JSON before. There you go. And now finally, we're gonna include here an authorization. There you go. And we're gonna put bearer. And here we have to put our API key. Fantastic. So what are we gonna do next? We're gonna, in this case, send a body, which is gonna be raw, and it's gonna be with the content type of application JSON to create, in this case, the next appointment. So how are we gonna create it? So here we are, guys. Here we have everything that we can include. So how are we gonna do it? We have to, in this case, put here the name of the person, which we could get the variables from the webhook. We just have to add it inside the function of the Vapi request. We're gonna change the time zone, in this case, to Madrid, that is mine. The phone number is the same. You will have to add here the phone number you would get basically from this part, from the part of the webhook request that you receive. There's no problem at it. The location is gonna be address. The description is gonna be, in this case, you have a spa session at this hour. Please remember to be 5 minutes earlier there. And the title is gonna be spa session. Okay, and then we are gonna change the start to the bundle that we have here, the string that we have here, there you go, where we are gonna add actually the time zone. So for that, how are we gonna do it? We're gonna put plus, and we're just gonna put 0200 and the plus, of course. Fantastic. So by now I'm gonna put a random name. For example, I'm gonna put my name, but you just know how to do it. In a real life, if you're a hotel, or if you're a normal guy who wants to build this for a hotel, just include here inside the Vapi function, inside the tool, just include also the name and ask for it. Or basically, we will already have the name because we have extracted it before. It's not any problem, guys. I think we can even find it here. It's gonna be difficult, and once you do that, you can include it here. So there's not any problem, guys, just for you to understand it. And the phone number is gonna be, well, I'm gonna put a random number from my country. Fantastic. So now we can exclude this, and we can put our API key and proceed to test it. Fantastic. So now I execute it, and I have to check my parameters because, oh yeah, we have to update, remember here, guys, the event type ID, because I didn't include mine. So let's come back to my request, my call.com. I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna include my event type ID, and I'm gonna include it. I was using other one, and now, okay, guys, so we are actually having an error because we have to leave it in the isolated time. So if you can see, if we put a +1, it's gonna now work because it's the isolated form. Okay, guys, so we were having a problem in this case, which was that the location was, and the time has to be, in this case, without anything, the pure time as we were doing before. I told you to add, in this case, the time zone, but it isn't necessary. We just have to leave it like this with the date, the pure date, and then check that the location here inside call.com, inside your event, is the one that you are indicating here. You just have to understand a bit how you can check this. It's basically here we have, as I told, the name, the time zone, the phone number. You can also add here the email. It's okay. And the start time, in this case, is gonna have a length of 30 minutes. The event type ID we got before. The location, where it's gonna have placed the meeting. Maybe it's in Zoom, in Google Meet, and the description. Okay, so once the appointment has been booked, what we are gonna do basically is come here, go to a webhook, and we're gonna go to a respond to webhook. Well, no, I actually gonna do this thing. I'm gonna duplicate this one. There you go, so that we don't have to do everything the same as well. So let's say here that the appointment has been booked. So we're gonna say, in this case, instead of all this piece of text, let's say the appointment, well, let's say the session for the spa has been booked for the hour requested, and we're gonna put here the hour requested. So let's put it, let's go here, let's find the hour, date, there you go. Fantastic. And let's say, for example, inform the user about it. Fantastic. So we're gonna leave it like this. Okay, in case there wasn't availability, so what are we gonna do? We're gonna come here, we're gonna go again with a respond to webhook. We're gonna respond directly with a webhook. I'm gonna duplicate it, bring it here, and I'm gonna tell him with this, there wasn't availability in the hour requested, but in the same day there are these slots available. Just give 2 or 3 to the user to choose. There you go. And we're gonna put here these slots. I hope it understands it. If it doesn't understand it, which I would totally understand, definitely, because we could give, let's better give this part. There you go. And we're gonna tell him also, if there are no slots available, ask the user to request another day. Fantastic. So with this done, we have actually finished the part of the AI voice agent because we have the option to book appointments, as you can see here, and the option in this case to check the hotel. So it was a hard one because I had to do a bit. I have learned a lot today, but we're okay to go and we're ready to continue in this case with the WhatsApp agent. Let's go to it. Okay guys, so in this case we are gonna do a small test. We are gonna select in this case, for example, Angelina Johnson, which is 4623. I'm gonna come here, we're gonna use the chat, we're gonna use 4623. I'm gonna come back to the workflow, I'm gonna execute it in this case, and we are gonna run it. There you go, fantastic. So let's wait, and there you go, we got the information. Let's say spa, and let's say on Wednesday at, if it's from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m., let's say at the start, let's say at 4 p.m. and we're gonna execute our workflow. So get ready, and I'm gonna send it. There you go, fantastic. So now as you can see, it's running it and it has been executed. And as you can see, great, I have booked you a session for the spa on Wednesday at 4 p.m. and as you can see, there has been a success here inside the booking of the time. Great guys, so we are ready actually to go to the next part, that is actually going to create our WhatsApp agent, for this case the system of the hotel. Let's go into it. By the way, in case you have problems with the time zones at the times, just let me your doubts in the description and I can actually help you, because call.com has a lot of problems with the time zones and that. And it doesn't have a lot of problems, but it can be complicated to configure everything because it's asking everything in the ISO time zone, in the UTC. So if you are working with the UK, it's gonna be great, but if you're not from there, you have to be careful on how to configure it. Maybe putting the appointment a bit hours later. Anyways, let's go. If for example you book it at 6 p.m. and it appears at 8 p.m., then just set an edit field to make the hour go 2 hours before. No problem guys, it's as easy as that, okay? With this said, let's go right now into a new workflow which we are gonna create here to include our WhatsApp ID Business Cloud trigger, which is gonna be on messages. There you go, fantastic. Here we have to create our credential, which is gonna be going to developers.facebook.com, and in this case go into my apps, and from here on what we're gonna do is select whatever apps we have here. If not, you can create one. I have done already tons of guides on how to create one. It's really easy guys. You can check the other guides I have on how to use the WhatsApp inside n8n, the customer support one, the dashboard. I don't know, the dashboard wasn't using it, but the customer support one, you have there all the guide. So I'm gonna already use one that I have here. Just remember that here you have to get the application ID and insert it just here, and then the client secret, that is gonna be the application secret, which you will find basically here inside the configuration of the application here. Anyways, you can follow these open docs files from n8n, which is the guide on how to do it. Okay, fantastic, there you go, I have my credentials. So how are we gonna do it? We're gonna have an AI agent that in this case is gonna use different tools and different sub workflows to book the appointment, as easy as that. So we are gonna have to go to WhatsApp to put our first note. It's not just by now. What I'm gonna do, of course, is in this case set the chat model, which I'm gonna be a bit more advanced, and I'm gonna select OpenAI. I'm gonna connect right now my credential, and I'm gonna go with GPT-4.1 mini. Cheap but really effective. I don't like right now GPT-5, so that's why we're gonna go with GPT-4.1 mini. There you go, fantastic, we got it. I'm gonna set also a memory of, let's leave it on 5 works. And now we're gonna go to set up the tools, because we are gonna want to set different tools. First of all, of course, we have to, in this case, get the information of the registration, as we did with the AI voice agent. So for that, how are we gonna do it? It's as easy as going into Google Sheets and selecting the tools of Get Rows. There you go, that's the tool that we're gonna use. We're gonna go with our auto automation document, and we're gonna select the first sheet, in which we just want to check that the registration numbers is the same one as the model chooses. as easy as this, guys. And that way we're gonna use the information from this guy. Okay, and what's the other tool that we should use? Well, in this case, it should be the one of booking an appointment and checking the availability, as we did in the AI voice agent. How are we gonna do? So in this case, we're gonna go directly to call n8n workflow tool. So let's put it like this: call this tool when, in this case, let's say when the user tells you tells you the date and time in which he would like to go to the spa. The input, let's put it like this, the input should be the date and time in this format. Let's put it like this, and let's put year, month, day, the T with hour, minutes, seconds. There you go, fantastic. So now we're gonna create a new sub workflow. There you go, and we're gonna have it exactly here. There you go, we have it there, and we have to define fields. So I'm gonna put one that is gonna be the date, and that's all. It's gonna be a string. There you go, and replace me with your logic. Yeah, this is a normal thing that is here basically to wait until we do that. What are we gonna do then? We're gonna go basically to our previous workflow, the one with which we did all the system of the booking, and we're gonna do exactly the same. So in this case, what I'm gonna do is copy exactly what we have here. Why? Because we're gonna come here, we're gonna select, in this case, the data transformation, the edit fields, and we are gonna go select this, and well, first of all, it's gonna be date start. You will understand right now why. And we're gonna put this one there, and careful here with what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna copy the since to date here. There you go, until the end. There you go, fantastic. And I'm gonna paste it there. Right now it's gonna be in red. Don't worry, guys, once we execute it, it's gonna appear correctly. So we're gonna put here date end, and we're gonna copy basically this, we're gonna paste it here, and we're gonna put until 21 exactly as it was. So what are we gonna do now? It's gonna give us an error, no problem, because it appears by null. So that's why we are gonna have to come back here, and we might want to, in this case, edit this to be different. We might want to put by now 2025. Let's put 08, let's put 20, and the hour, for example, this hour. Fantastic. And I'm gonna save it as mock data. Okay, it's just to test it, and there you go. As you can see, we're gonna have it fixed. Fantastic. So we're gonna go back to our workflow, and we're gonna continue copying this. What are we gonna do? We're gonna, in this case, copy this directly, the module, the node, and we're gonna paste it here because we want to do exactly the same. Basically, check the availability. And what we're gonna do is, as you can see, leave the date start and the date end. The same thing. No problem, guys. I'm gonna, in this case, run this one, so that, as you can see, as he says that, we're gonna get the information, and the thing is gonna be exactly the same. We're gonna, in this case, copy these edit fields, and we're gonna bring it back here. There you go. So let's see. There you go. Fantastic. As you can see, we have also here the slots, and once we execute the step, we're gonna have also here the information. And finally, we are gonna, in this case, add an if module here, the same one as here. So let's go into it. Let's basically, what we want to do is come here, select the if module. There you go. And we want to check if the slots contains, in this case, the date. Fantastic. And we're gonna execute this step. Okay, guys, so here is where I was telling you before that there might be problems with the date. Imagine for once that you are checking this and we are having basically problems because we are not able to see the availability, or the time zone are not working because maybe we're booking at 4 p.m. and as I'm in Europe, Madrid, it is giving it to me in the UTC time zone. So it's as easy as this. As you can see right now, it is giving me the availability in my time zone. I said in case you have an error, and because remember that this is gonna book for UTC, Colocon works that way. It means that what we're gonna do is basically set and edit fields here, and we're gonna pass it to a time zone of the UTC. So I'm gonna edit the fields. We are gonna get, in this case, the date, as easy as this. Date correct, let's put it, and we are gonna put here the date. We are gonna put to date time here, careful, because we are gonna put, in this case. So in order for me then to put the correct hour in the UTC and time zone, that is the one that is gonna use, in this case cal.com, we are gonna bring and add a new field for the normal date. I just drag it here, run it again, and what we are gonna do is, in this case, run it again. This we're gonna get the true, and we're gonna go to an edit fields. How are we gonna pass it to UTC? Well, guys, it's really easy. We just have to go to the data transformation, edit fields, and what we want to do in this case is get the edit fields. This one we're gonna put correct date here. We're gonna get this date, and we are gonna pass it to date time. There you go. And I'm gonna put 2, and we can use how many hours we want. I'm gonna basically put -2, and I'm gonna put, in this case, hours, so that the system remains the same. As you can see, where it's gonna remain the same format. We could even put here, if we want, .format, so that it stays the same, as you can see here, and plus, and we're gonna put here, copy all of this. You will understand why now. Well, only copy the part until -2 hours. There you go, and paste it here. And right now I'm gonna put .format, and we're gonna put, in this, instead of this, we're just gonna put hour, minute, second, with a T in the middle. As I said, guys, you will have in the description everything, so that you can copy it and find it as easy as I'm doing it right now. So right now, guys, I'm just gonna copy this part and basically paste it here, so that finally we can book that damn appointment, guys. So I'm gonna change, in this case, this part where I have this thing. I don't want this. Go fuck yourself. And I'm gonna add this one. Right? I'm gonna now execute it. Hey guys, so it's giving me an error because we previously booked one exactly in the same time. But if we come here and we actually change the time to put it in, let's say, I don't know, let's put it on 7 p.m. I'm gonna save it, and now we can run everything. As you can see, run, and there you go, run, guys. And as you can see, it's gonna be booked at my 7 p.m. It's gonna appear shortly here inside my hours for the 20th on Wednesday. There you go, fantastic, at the hour that I wanted. I'm just gonna save it. Sorry if this part was messy. You will have it in the description to, let's say, compensate with this that could have been messy. Okay, let's refresh, and we are gonna put here the date, which is gonna be defined by the model. Great, guys. So what are we gonna do now? Great, we're just gonna write the prompt. We're gonna go with the system message, and I'm gonna write a whole big bunch prompt so that you guys can also just paste it in. I'm going to it. Okay, guys, so what you have to do in this case is try to create here your access token, because if not, it's not gonna work. And you have to come here, click to execute the trigger, and with this set we come back here. I was doing some tests, and I'm gonna say just hey. and as you can see, we are gonna receive everything here. So now guys, we're gonna come back to the AI agent, and we're gonna put define below, and we're gonna put message of the user, and we're gonna put here, in this case, the body. There you go. We're gonna leave it in expression. We're gonna execute the step. We have an error in simple memory here in the memory, so our key of the simple memory is gonna be basically the messages that you have here. So we're gonna basically put them there. Fantastic. So with this done, what are we gonna do now? We are gonna come here and we're gonna finally test. So there you go. I'm gonna click on execute the step, and as you can see, we have run it successfully. The output is hello. There you go. And finally, we're gonna add another WhatsApp business cloud in order to send a message. So we're gonna have to create a credential, and in this case, what we're gonna have to do is put the token here, the token that we created before, and the WhatsApp business account ID. Of them can be gotten by inside the dashboard that I showed you before with the access token and the business ID, basically the API configuration of WhatsApp. Okay, so once here, we're gonna put the output inside the text body. The recipient's phone number, you're gonna have to put, as you can see here, the WA ID, that's the number, so you just have to include it here. And then you have to select the sender number here, which is what I'm gonna do right now. So with this done, I'm gonna click here, and as you can see, it has given me the message. There you go. Fantastic. Guys, so with this done, we're gonna come back and to n8n, and we are gonna just click here to execute, and let's give, for example, the number that we have been using always, the 2134. There you go. So let's check how it's gonna run. Let's run it again because it was interrupted. 2134, and as you can see, it got it. It's searching the information, and now it's gonna tell me how can I help you. Fantastic. So let's say, can you give me my room number? Let's tell it like this, and I'm gonna right now click on execute workflow, and I'm gonna send it. There you go. And as you can see, we are gonna receive it, and it's gonna tell me my room number, 12 on the first floor. That is exactly what we wanted. Okay, and I am gonna say it. I want to book a session in the spa, please. Fantastic. So I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna click on execute workflow, and I'm gonna send it. It's now gonna tell me exactly when I would like to have it. Perfect. Let's say, for example, today is Monday, so let's say Friday at 5 p.m. let's say. So right now I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna click on execute workflow, I'm gonna go there, and let's see if it manages to accomplish what we wanted. Okay, we got actually a problem. So guys, after a bunch of times trying and playing around, I have seen that we have to set as a response node to the sub workflow a normal set nodes edit fields saying the decision in the spa has been successfully booked. So we're gonna do exactly the same. We're gonna do the test with you. I'm gonna do it right now with you. So I'm gonna say in this case as the availability Thursday at 6 p.m. and you're gonna see how right now it's gonna work, but thankfully great to that, and it's not gonna fail as it was doing before. I have a bunch here of appointments when I was trying. So as you can see, Thursday and exactly at my 6 p.m. guys. There we go. And with this, we've actually finished all the system for the hotel. So guys, this has been all for the video. I hope you've enjoyed and you've learned how to build this system for hotels. If you're a hotel, you can book a call with me in the description. If not, just I hope you've learned, and if you have any doubts, just leave them to me in the description. I will help you with them. That's all guys. Thanks for seeing the video, and I'll see you in the next one.